Hi, hello. This is our fourth video on quadratic equations, and this is just a very short video about the application of quadratic equations. So we'll try to use quadratic equations to solve some word problems. Okay. So, for example, like this is example one. The area of a triangle is 40 centimeters square. It's known that its height is shorter than its base by 2 centimeters. Determine the base of a triangle. So obviously, so if you want to know what happens is given the area of a triangle and then you know that the height is shorter than base by 2 centimeters, then you need to find the base. Okay. To solve such a problem, first you need to let the unknown to be x. So let's say in our question, I would say I will let the base be x. Okay, then you draw a figure. If necessary, draw a figure if necessary by using x. Okay, remember now your base is x, and that's a triangle, so you just draw a triangle. So this is triangle. Okay, and the base is x. All right. Okay, then how about other information? Okay, so you can say, all right, the area. So area is 40 centimeters square. How about that sentence? If it's known that its height is shorter than space by 2 centimeters. Okay, so that means there's some information about the height. Okay, so let's draw. So this is the height. Okay, and that height is shorter than base by 2 centimeters. So I would say, okay, so this is the height, and the height is shorter than base by 2 centimeters. So the base is x, so height should be x minus 2. All right, so basically you've got all the information in the figure. Okay, and you need to, in step 3, express the given information in a quadratic equation. Okay, so that's why we apply quadratic equation. So if you try to express all the information into one equation, that would be a quadratic one. So let's see why it is the case. So we know the area of triangle is half base times height. All right, right now your area is 40, and the base is x, and the height is x minus 2. Okay, so you see that's basically quadratic equation, isn't it? Because you have x times another bracket x minus 2. Okay, then how can we solve these quadratic equations? So we need to solve these quadratic equations. Okay, first of all, if you observe the equation is not in the proper general quadratic equation form, all right, so you try to get into general quadratic equation form. Okay, what do we mean by general quadratic equation form? Okay, that's the form like you will see ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so that means on the right hand side you will see a 0. On one side must see a 0. Okay, so then we'll try to get the numbers to one side. Okay, and expand the expression. So for example, I'm going to get that's 2 to the other side. Okay, so first of all, 40 times 2. Okay, so that would be 80, right? How about on the right hand side? So because I would try to get an expanded quadratic equation form first. So that's why I'm going to multiply that x into the bracket, so that become x squared minus 2x. Okay, so is that good enough? Not yet, because I still need to see on one side must be 0. Okay, so x squared minus 2x, it will be easier for us to move that 80 to the right hand side. Okay, right now you have a quadratic equation form. All right, you have x squared term, x term, and constant and equals 0. And if you want, you can rewrite the whole thing like that with the right hand side equals 0. Okay, so let's solve this equation. Okay, sorry about the spacing. How can we solve that x squared minus 2x minus 80 equals 0? We know we have many ways to solve it. We've learned solving those kinds of equation by using factorization or quadratic formula. In this case, let's try to use factorization if you want. Okay, so I'll give you some time. Try to use factorization to solve it. Okay, factorization means you need to consider possibly a table. All right. Okay, I give you 5 minutes. Okay, just pause the video and spend 5 minutes think about it. Okay, so I hope you've got your answer, right? So let's draw a table, right? Okay, to solve that quadratic equations, I'm going to write x squared over here minus 80. Okay, so the middle term is minus 2x. Okay, so we need to get a combination of two numbers multiplied together equals minus 80. Well, and then the like terms, when they add up, they become minus 2x. Okay, so how about minus 10 and 8 over here? So you see minus 10x and 8x, right? And these two terms, when you add them up, 8. Okay, so that's plus 8, all right? Plus 8x minus 10x, that's minus 2x. So it matches the middle term over here. So that means your equation can be factorized as x minus 10, x plus 8 equals 0. Okay, so you will have x minus 10 equals 0 or x plus 8 equals 0. X equals 10 or x equals minus 8. Okay, so let's see. Are we done? Okay, need to be a bit careful here. So you see step 5, reject impossible solution. If there's some impossible answers, you need to reject them. Okay. The question is about the base of a triangle. So the base is a length. The length must be positive, must be greater than 0. Okay, so that's why x equals 10 is okay, but not this one. So this one you need to reject. Okay, therefore we say the base is 10 centimeter. Okay, that's how we do it. Okay, let's go back to have a quick look of the a few steps we need to do. Okay, step 1. All right, you need to let the unknown be x. Step 2, try to draw a figure sometimes. Okay, if there's a geometry question, you need to draw that figure, and you try to get the information onto that figure. You see the base, and also try to link up the heights with base x. All right, and after you've got all this information, you express the information into a quadratic equation. Okay, and so we know the area formula for the triangle, and that's 40 equals half times x minus 2. So this is a quadratic equation. But that quadratic equation is insolvable at this moment, okay, because you need to get that equation into the proper form, into a general form, okay, with one side equal, the other side with 3 terms. And then the last one is just after you solve it, and you need to reject any impossible solution. The most likely impossible solutions are those negative numbers, because in most of the applications, x should be positive. Is that okay? All right. Okay, let's see. There will be another question, similar question. Okay, in this case, you see that's the parameter of rectangle is 20 centimeter, area is 24. Okay, so you need to calculate the length of rectangle. Okay, and what should be our first step? Let the unknown to be determined, be x. Okay, so let's say we let the length be x. Okay, so the second is you need to draw a figure. All right. Okay, so I'll give you some time, try to draw your figure. Okay, so let me say, try to spend 1 minute, try to draw a figure to get the information into it. Is that okay? All right. Okay, so let me draw the figure I think can be helpful for us to solve the question. Okay, first of all, it's a rectangle, so let's draw a rectangle. Okay, so that rectangle has parameter 20 centimeter. Okay, and the area 24. So parameter is very hard to illustrate, but we know the area here is 24. And we know the length is x. Okay, but we don't know the width. Okay, so let's say the width is just w. Okay, so how can we express the idea that the parameter is 20 centimeter? So then we know that the 2w plus 2x should be 20, right? Okay. All right. All right. Now you have got all the information here. So this is all the information from the question. You got the rectangle. The length is x. The width we don't know, but we know the parameter is 20. So the next thing is, okay, so that's step 2. The next thing is express the given information in a quadratic equation. So you need to set up a quadratic equation in x. But right now, there are 2 variables. You have w and x. So you try to express an equation, okay, in one variable only. So let's see how can we do it. Okay, first of all, we know, okay, the area of rectangle, sorry. Area of the rectangle is length times width, right? So our area 24, our length is x. But how about width? We don't know width, but we can use the above equation, try to get the width in terms of x, right? So let's see how can we do it. From this equation, we can see if 2w plus 2x equals 20, then that means 2 times w plus x. So we do a little bit taking out common factor. And if I divide 2 on both sides, then w plus x equals 20 divided by 2, which is 10. Okay, can we express that w in terms of x? Yes, that's just 10 minus x. So that means we can express our w in terms of x. So right now it's a quadratic equation in one variable. Okay. And of course, this equation you can't be used to solve for x at this moment, because you see this equation is not in the proper general form. So you have to multiply the x into the brackets, expand it. Also, we try to get the number to one side. Okay, so now it looks much better, but it's still not in the order we would like, because for quadratic equation, x squared should be the leading term, right? So let's swap the 0 to the right side, and let's bring x squared term to the front. So the minus x squared term, and then 10x minus 24. Okay, so how can we solve for this one? All right, you can think about this. You can think about this. Okay, you can solve this by using factorization. So again, okay, try to spend some time. You might pause the video if you want to have a go. Try to spend like a few minutes to solve this one. Okay, so okay, sorry, not the best table I draw. So that's x squared. Oh, sorry, that's minus x squared minus 24. Okay, so that two terms, but they need to combine together. They multiply together equal to minus x squared. So you can't have just x times x, because x times x won't give you minus x squared. So you have to put 1 into minus x. Okay, so that are the two numbers you need to work for. Okay, so how can you get that's plus 10x? Okay. All right, so you can try, because I know the answer. Okay, you can pause the video if you want to spend more time. Okay, so you can put like plus 12 here and minus 2 here. So when they multiply together, you still get minus 24. And that minus 12, sorry, that plus 12 times x equals plus 12x, and minus 2. Oh, it doesn't work, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, I think that doesn't work. Okay, when you add them together, you see they equals 14 plus 14x, which is not the middle term, so it doesn't work. So sorry, I think I make a mistake right here. So so sometimes it could be tricky, even for me. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's try again. How can we get this one? Okay, so another attempt, you can see there's 6 plus 6, and that's possibly minus 4. So you will still get minus 24, right? By doing so. Minus 4 times plus 6 is minus 24. And plus 6 times x plus 6x. And minus 4 times minus x plus 4x. Okay, so these two, when you add them together, equals plus 10x. So this time is correct. So you have minus x plus 6, and you have x minus 4. Okay, so in that case, you will say minus x plus 6 equals 0, or x minus 4 equals 0. So this one is minus x equals minus x equals minus 6, x equals 4. and x equals 6 or x equals 4. Okay, both are positive, and it seems like are both okay, right? So you can go back to see if x equals 6. So let's think about the situation a little bit more. Okay, so if x equals 6, what would be w? So we know that's the equation, w equals 10 minus x. So w equals 4. So it's okay because length is longer than width. So that means x equals 6 is qualified as an answer. But how about, because we have another answer which is x equals 4, then let's see what happens. When x equals 4, okay, according to this equation, 10 minus x equals w, so w equals 6. So here's the problem, because when we say length, it should be longer than width, right? So that's why I think we shall reject one of the answer. We shall reject that x equals 4, okay? Right, so let's say the length is 6 centimeter. Okay, that's it. All right, and okay, so I know this video is about problem solving. So normally problem solving is much difficult than just solving ordinary quadratic equations. You need to be more creative to get the information into a figure, and you try to link up all the information together using one variable. It's not that easy, right? Okay, so there are some example, some exercise in our practice 4. Okay, and I mean there are 9 questions. Of course, I'm not going to ask you to do all of them. I might just ask you to do some simple ones. If you really want to improve your problem solving skills, possibly you should do more. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to do 5. And this one we've done at 10 and 11. So there are 3 questions. I think these 3 questions, you might it might take you some time to think about them. All right. So I would say this would be a 30 to 45 minutes homework. Okay, and that's it. So I think this will be all the work you need to do during the first week. And remember to do the homework as much as you can, and also hand in when we meet um, after the online schooling is finished. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Okay, and okay, enjoy the rest of the week and stay safe. Okay, see you in school. Bye bye.